Peace, love, harmony, and light. Let me make sure I got audio. Peace. Yep. Audio is good. Audio is good. Hey, what's up, family? What's up, kinfolk? What's going on? Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Man, as you can see, the eyes are red. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But you know what? Gotta come drop this knowledge. Gotta come drop this knowledge. So give you guys some time to chime in to this live feed, and let's get this thing popping, man. We have a lot to discuss today. All right. We have a lot to discuss today. A lot. Okay, let me just pull up the squeaking chair. All right. It's not mice. It is the chair. Okay, the chair's a little bit squeaky. Okay. All righty then. Okay, so how you guys doing today on this Friday, huh? Friday. I wonder what that really means. But anyway, I know what it means. Is everybody having fries today? I don't know. I mean, I'm not too much of a comedian. Sometimes I may have one or two punchlines, a little joke here and there, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I'm not a comedian. Else I'm certainly sure I would have had a career as a comedian. But anyway, how you guys doing? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know what's good. Let me know that you're tuning in. I know everybody must be out right now. For those of you who are actually watching right now, hey, send a link to your peoples. All right. Send a link to your friends. Let us get into this. So I'm gonna give you guys some time just to again get some views. Let us get up to at least have a few people on there. I don't want to feel like I'm all alone. Who wants to be lonely, right? Who wants to be lonely? Yes. So in the meantime, I'm gonna get me some water, and that is water, and I will be right back. Okay. Yeah, so I'm good, man. Just getting a little bit of water. Hey, fire, what it do? I appreciate that, man. That hat is like definitely one of my favorites. No matter where I go, it's always an attention grabber. I'm telling you, every time the popo see me with this hat and my neck piece and my poncho, man, I get a salute. And I'm like, yes, y'all know the original man is walking this planet. You know what I'm saying? They know the deal. But I'm gonna let y'all know I'm drinking some water. That's how I get high. Cheers. All right, cheers, peace. I don't smoke, I don't drink, but I'm always high. All right. As you can see, the eyes is red like fire, man. Them flames. That's what it is. I'm about to start spitting out flames from my eyes, taking down the enemies of my ancestors. Okay. But anyway, we're not going to waste any time here, brothers and sisters. We're going to get right into this. Okay. I don't know. It's only saying that we have 4 people watching, but normally when I check on the phone, it'd be showing like 100 and something viewers. So I know, YouTube be playing with my site. They be messing with me because when I go into my analytics, right? When I go into my analytics and I look at the views of my videos, right? The videos be saying 9,000 views. But when I look at it as a visitor, I only see about 200, 300. So I know what they're doing. But it's cool though, as long as the message and the videos is being put out there and people are getting the knowledge, man, like I said, I don't do this for the like. I do this for the love. You did? So that's what we're doing today. As you could see, the topic today is Build with Chief Kalinago as we discuss. All right, there you go. Get them notes ready. Our biggest enemy and more. We're going to get into this video. And this video might be a little bit touchy. And when I say it might be a little bit touchy, what I mean by that is it's gonna, evoke some emotions. All right. And people are gonna get in their feelings. For real. I'm just, I'm giving y'all a warning. People are gonna get in their feelings. And I tell people I ain't got no time for the feelings, or I ain't got no time for the emotions. All right, because I'm showing you facts over feelings. So if your feelings get hurt because I'm telling you the truth about us, then that's on you. Because I know the only way for us to get this together, the only way for us to start making progress is for us to look at ourselves, look in the mirror. And Michael Jackson, hey, I'm not gonna say rest his soul, all right, because we never at rest. We always moving. So I'm gonna say to Michael Jackson, hey, you know what, man? Peace be upon you on the continuation of your journey. But he said it best, okay? The man in the mirror. That's what we have to look at. The man and the woman in the mirror. We are constantly pointing fingers. We are constantly turning and pointing blame. Okay. But what we don't realize is this: when we do this, okay, when you point that finger, guess what? You got other fingers pointing right back at you because you're not looking at yourself. All right. We never want to, take the responsibility for our actions. So today we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it 100 like we always do. And we're going to get into a few things. I'm going to take you from a spiritual or metaphysical perspective and bring it down into what's called matter or physical or the flesh. All right? Because anything that manifests in the flesh must first be manifest, okay, or must be in the spiritual realm. Okay, it's not the other way around. It doesn't manifest in the flesh first and then manifest in the spirit. No, it doesn't. Everything in the mental realm, the heavenly realm, the spiritual realm, whatever you want to call it, the unseen realm with the physical eyes, that's what I'm talking about. That's where it all begins. Okay? And in our thoughts, our thoughts become our words, and our words become what? The flesh. So we bring that into reality. That's why we have to be very mindful of our words, but even more so, be mindful of your thoughts, because your thoughts is really where all the magic happens. That's where all the magic happens. Nothing could come into reality without your thoughts. And anybody could try and prove me wrong. I'll wait. Man, I'm going to be waiting for a very long time because you cannot prove me wrong. Okay? Even when you think of something and you haven't actually, speak it out, it's still already out there in the universe. It's in the mental realm. It's in the spiritual realm. And what a lot of us don't realize is this: that energy is already out there. And then you have certain energies that will pick up that thought. All right? Grab that thought and make it a reality. Now, are you responsible for the actions or the repercussions of that thought that someone actually took and made it a reality? Are you responsible directly? Nah, you are not. But indirectly, you are. That's why it says, be very mindful of your thoughts, protect your thoughts. And once again, I will make reference to the Bible, okay? And there's a reason for that. I tell, hey, peace, brother. It's not because I believe the Bible was written by a sky daddy. No, the Bible is real to me because it was written by real men, okay? And the Bible is an allegory, okay? It symbolizes different things in different times. And one definition, again, is based on perspective. One definition could mean two or three definitions or situations, okay, that certain passage or whatever verse you call it could apply to. So we have to know the context of what the people are speaking in or speaking on. So the thoughts, we have to protect our thoughts. That's number one. That's key into mastering self. Halito, that's key to mastering self, because the temptation comes when we allow our thoughts to go wild. Your mind, okay? Hey, peace, Yvonne. Check this out. Your mind. Now, when you have a mind, sometimes you have a gold mind. You have a diamond mind. You have a silver mind, right? That's where you find diamonds and gold, right? In a mind. Right or wrong? Okay, that is correct. That's a fact, right? Now, if you had a diamond mind in the back of your house, or let's just say you had a plot of land and you happen to buy that land and somebody told you, hey, did you know that you have a diamond mine in the back of your house? Let me ask you a question. If you happen to take, let's just say, a knife, a rake, a pickaxe, right? And you happen to go dig in your backyard, and all of a sudden you start seeing these little shiny things, okay, this glitter, this sparkle, and then you pick up one little piece of diamond and you're like, damn, oh man, I got diamonds in here. I got a diamond mind. Let me ask you a question. What would you do to protect your diamond mine away from invaders? Now, that's a very serious question. It wasn't a rhetorical question. In other words, I want you to really answer that. Now, you may not have to put it in the chat, but I want you to answer it yourself. Answer the question. If you happen to find a diamond mine in the back of your house, what would you do to protect your diamonds? What would you do? How far would you go to prevent invaders, the adversary, from coming into your yard and taking your diamonds? Man, some of us would probably even want to get violent. We would probably want to murder somebody if they try to come into our yard and take our diamonds that's in our diamond mines, right? But you see, all that's physical, all that is materialistic. We used to walk on gold because it was just around us. It was part of nature. And we never saw, and well, not that we didn't see the value, we never gave it that kind of value that the colonizers gave it until they came into our land, because it was just the norm for us. It was normal. The point I'm trying to make is this. Your mind is the greatest asset that you have. But yet still, you would see more of a value in protecting that diamond mine in the back of your house instead of protecting the greatest asset that you have, your thoughts that are in your mind. That is the real gem. Now, a lot of you may not see the significance in that. A lot of you may say, well, Chief, hey, man, you know what? I would rather have a diamond mine in the back of my house than protect my thoughts, which is in my mind. But you don't realize your thoughts is what creates your reality. Everything that you thought of yesterday or everything that you are today is a result of what you thought of yesterday, the day before, and going back into since you were born. Now, how many of us always say, damn, you know what? I wish I could go back to when I was 19. I wish I could go back to when I was 10 or 12 or 25 or however, young you are. Because we don't get old, we just grow into wisdom. How many of y'all sit back and reminisce? If only I could have gone back. What you're literally telling yourself is this: I wish I could have gone back to protect my thoughts, change my mind or change my thoughts rather, because you cannot change your mind. You only have one mind. You see, people tend to confuse their thoughts with their mind. No, your thoughts is like the diamond. All right. And the mind is where you find those diamonds. But what you don't realize is when you go into a mine, before you get the diamonds, what do you find in the mix of the diamonds? You find gravel, you find dirt, you find rocks. And you have to shake it out. You have to get a strainer and shake it out and make sure you sip all that gravel and all that grout and all that dirt out before you get that gem, which is the diamond. How many of y'all within your mind, okay, go through your thoughts and weed out those stones and those pebbles, those negative thoughts, before you could actually bring those diamonds, those gems to life? How many of y'all actually do that? Because you see, you don't think about it that way. But that is your greatest asset that the Most High gave us, is our thoughts. That's in your mind. And that's your diamond mind. And that's the greatest asset that you'll ever have, because you cannot put a price on that. You could never put a price on that. You see, so your thoughts are somewhere in the fourth, the fifth dimension. Your thoughts is never in your head. And a lot of people confuse their brain with their mind, okay? And their brain with their thoughts. No. The mind could be considered something physical, but the thoughts is not physical. It's all spiritual. We cannot see thoughts, but somebody could see your brain, but you could hear your thoughts. And I could prove that to you right now. If I were to ask you, what color is this phone? And I tell you to tell me what color the phone is without opening up your mouth, I guarantee you, your thoughts just said black. So the truth of the matter is, right? Your thoughts are in there. And your thoughts is the I am that's in you. And that is your biggest enemy. What am I saying? You are your biggest enemy. And that's what I'm going to prove to you today. Okay? I'm going to prove that to you today. So let us begin. Well, we have already begun, but let us dive a little deeper into this. Okay? We have duality. Okay? There is two of you. In other words, we all have a twin, right? They may not be identical. Well, not necessarily, but they are twins. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the I am in you and the manifestation of that I am, which is the physical man or woman, the one that wakes up every day and look in the mirror, okay, jump in the shower, go to work, curse somebody out, tell somebody I hate you, or tell somebody I love you, give somebody a hug, or maybe smack somebody, right? That's two of you. Two of you is always getting up each day. But what the problem is, we only focus on one of your twins. You only focus on one of your twin. And that's the one that you could see physically. And you abandon the one that you can't see. Now, let me ask you a question. If you were to have twins, literally, right? And you happen to abandon one of your twins, but you show one love, and the other one you kind of always shown in that one, how do you feel the other one would feel? That's exactly how the I am in you feel when you abandon it. Okay? And we're not aware of that because we were not taught that. We were only taught to spend time and glorify the physical man or woman, gratification of the flesh. That's what we were always taught, right? But what drives the other twin is the one that's inside. And I'll take you back to a little folk tale, right? And I've said it in videos before, but it's an American Indian, story, whatever it is. A grandfather took his son out into the wilderness, okay? And he was talking to his son, and he was telling him a story. And he was telling him that within us, it's the story of the two wolves. Okay? The story of the two wolves. That there is two wolves that's living inside of us. You have the good one and the bad one. And they're always at odds with each other. They're always fighting. And one of them must win. And the son looked up at the grandfather and asked, hey, well, grandpa, which one is going to win? Grandpa looked around and then he looked down at his grandson and he said, son, the one that's going to win is the one you feed the most. Why do you think your flesh is winning? And your flesh is what's your biggest enemy. It's your flesh, because that's what you feed in the most. That's what you feed in the most. We all have chakras, okay? And the powers there be. That's why they do surveys, right? Because they study you. Every aspect of your being, you're being studied. So your chakras play a major role in how the surveys, when the surveys are done, and how they present things to you so that it would be attractive to you, so that you could find yourself doing things, hey, just for self-gratification, gratification of the flesh. So we're going to dive into the chakras a little bit for those of you who don't know what the chakras are. And you'll realize how society is using that, okay, to play on your emotions, to play on the flesh, to trick the flesh into believing it is the real I am when it's not. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into the chakras a little bit, all right? Let us get into that. And this is very important. I know some people may not see the significance of this video, but a lot of y'all are going to, because I'm going to take you on a spiritual journey, okay? And all that is part of the process of learning to master self. Learning to master self, that is the key. That's where you truly get your degree at. Because when we came here, we already came here into a university. We came here into a universe, all right, where we came here to learn. And from that concept, man created universities. But we already came here and we were already going to the #1 universe. The #1 universe is not Yale or Harvard or Stanford. No, it's not. The #1 universe is what we put in place, okay, to come here to learn. And it's in nature. And that was taken away from you. And they put you in a box called a university and give it names. And now they want you to get a degree. So pay attention, okay? Let us get into this. All right, so the chakras. I hope you guys could see this. Let me just make this a little bigger. All right. And let me slide this over some more. Okay. So I'm going to assume you guys could see this, right? Now, this is from a site, www.zenlama.com. I mean, if you pay attention, you would see, you could see it up in the link. Now, it says the 7 chakras, a beginner's guide to your energy system. So your chakras is literally your energy system. All right. When people say I'm tired, oh well, my body, I feel my body is tired. It's more than your body that's tired. Okay, your body is reacting to the I am in you. That's what's really tired. What on earth is a chakra? In many spiritual and healing disciplines, and in the world of complementary medicine, the word chakra pops up quite a bit. That's fine if you know its meaning. Not so great, and I must say pretty confusing if you don't. Here's our simple summary of the chakra, the 7 chakras, that covers what a chakra is and what the chakra system is all about. Now, in the past, I've done videos on that, and I'm certainly sure you have heard or seen other people do videos on this. And I'm certainly sure they did a great job. So this is not about comparing who's going to do a better job on the chakra. This is just, again, teaching you how to master yourself. How to master yourself. The 7 chakras are the energy centers in our body, which energy flows through. The word chakra is derived from the Sanskrit word meaning wheel. Literally translated from the Hindi, it means wheel of spinning energy. Okay? Hence I get the term, wheel of fortune, right? Because you got to spin that wheel to see if you could get something. But you have the biggest wheel of fortune, and that is your energy center, your chakras. Okay? A chakra is like a whirling vortex, like powerhouse of energy. So that power is within us. The power is not outside of us. You see, religion has come and taught us that our powers is outside of us, rich outside of us. Okay? To gain strength, to get faith, to get wisdom, to get knowledge. When the truth of the matter is, we came here fully equipped. We came here fully loaded. However, we had to be converted. In other words, become something that we were not from the beginning. When the truth is, we came here fully loaded. And I will always speak on being a baby. Even in the allegorical Bible, it states that. Go back to being a child. There is a reason why that was said. It is not because we are to be childish. There is a difference between being childish and being a child. There's a difference. So I'm not asking you to be childish. However, I am asking you to go back to being a child, meaning that go back to the original you, your thoughts, when they were pure, when they were not contaminated, okay, with the outside influences such as our parents, our cousins, our teachers, friends, and family. And how can you go back to that? Well, you have to do it through meditation. Moment of stillness, time alone. Get away from the phones for a minute. Get away from the television for a minute. When was the last time have you spent some time with self, with the I am in you, and ask the I am in you to show me how to be just like you? Correspond with your twin. Imagine how lonely that twin feels, how abandoned that twin feels. And have you ever heard or seen of twin wars? Twins go to war because sometimes when twins feel like, you know what, I'm not getting any attention, I'm being abandoned, they get jealous. And doesn't it say in the Bible that God is a jealous God? Again, all that's allegory. Okay, it's symbolic. What does it mean? It means that the I am in you is jealous when you pay it no mind. So now you get tricked, okay, into thinking that the I am in you is what's causing you to do all these evil and negative things. No, it's not. It's the adversary, which they call Satan. Now, a lot of us was taught that Satan or the devil is a man with a red, what you call outfit with pitchfork and horns, waiting in a lake of fire to take you so that he could burn you forever. Now, that's the biggest bunch of baloney I have ever heard. But people believe those things. Satan is an adversary that dwells in you. And the only way to master that adversary is to master self by becoming very familiar with the I am in you and allowing the I am in you to be in charge, the master. So it's never outside of you. It's always within. Okay, that powerhouse, that vortex of energy is within us. And once we have learned how to master that, I guarantee you that's where it really means that having the faith of the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Literally. That's what it means. Because you have to tap into that energy, that powerhouse that's within you. And we all have that capability. But we have abandoned the I am in us. So the I am in us need rescue. Yes, God needs saving. You see, it's a symbiotic relationship. You feel me? One hand cannot clap. And that's what religion is not teaching you. It is teaching you that, and again, I'm using the word God very lightly here. Okay? Very lightly. But what we call God, a lot of people think that, you need saving. Well, let me tell you something today, brothers and sisters. Some people may call it blasphemy. Guess what? God needs saving. It is a two-way street. Now, it may not make sense to any of y'all, and I'm telling y'all things that y'all probably never heard before. I'm not afraid to speak the truth. The same way you need to be saved by this so-called God or that supreme being, guess what? That supreme being needs saving from you. You know why? Because that I am in you is trusting your physical you to do the right thing because it dwells in that physical body. So it has to trust you. So yes, the I am in you, which is the higher self, what people call God, trust you. But you see, we always disappoint the higher self. We always disappoint what we call God because we think God is only God could save us. No, God is looking to be saved as well. Because that I am, that God in you is here in this physical world. And it's depending on you to do the right thing, to take me back home. I am far away from home. I'm in a new dimension. And I'm trusting you to do the right thing. So a lot of times when you think your thoughts, the I am in you is, I hear a lot of people say, well, when something bad happens, oh, well, it's God's will. Let me tell you something. That is the biggest so-called sin that you will not be forgiven for believing that the I am in you, the higher self, the Most High could do bad. The Most High don't do bad. But you see, religion teach you that. Oh, well, it's God's will. No, it's not. It's not. So we have to be very mindful of the things we say, the thoughts we keep, and take time to go within. All right? So it says, within our bodies, right here, have 7 of these major centers and many more minor ones. Okay, now we're just speaking of the physical ones, just like how you have 5 physical senses, okay, that kind of like interpret or get the perception of things outside of us and brings it into that one sense. Okay, it's the same thing. We have 7 chakras, physical chakras, but we have actually more. Deepak Chopra says, to each of the 7 chakras are governed by spiritual laws, principles of consciousness that we can use to cultivate greater harmony, happiness, and well-being in our lives and in the world. You see, man has studied man. And because man have studied man, man has a true understanding of what God is, because God is man in the flesh and man is God in the spirit. Okay? It is all one being that literally divided itself, himself, herself in 2. And that is expressed in the conscious form and in the subconscious form. Okay, your conscious mind is what's physical. It is matter. Your subconscious is spiritual. So when you go to sleep at night, the spiritual man and woman wakes up. It never goes to sleep. It's just that during the day, the physical man and woman, that conscious man and woman, what you are aware of, what you see in the mirror takes over. And it forgets its twin that wakes up at night and takes you on a journey. Sometimes we call it dreaming, sometimes we call it a vision. But that twin is awake, it's alive. While the physical twin that's out there during the day going around, hey man, she got a fat booty. Oh, you know what? Let me smoke this weed. Oh, I need to do my nails. I need some shopping. Oh, damn, look at him. I'm going to get some of him tonight. Well, that is if you're a woman, of course. And hey, nowadays men do the same thing. It's sad, but it is what it is. But that's a different video because I'm going to get on that as well. But the point of the matter, the point I'm trying to make is this. It is always two of you. The physical you that gets up every single day. And when you go to sleep, that twin becomes aware. But they both have the ability to come together, to work, to create a better you. Okay? It's a relationship. It's a marriage. If I'm not mistaken, in one of the Bible verses, they called Jesus the bride or the groom or something like that. Okay? What does that mean? It speaks of a relationship between the physical man or physical woman and the spiritual man or woman. It's that higher self. It's a marriage, and they are supposed to work together. What happens in a marriage? If you have your man or a woman and you are in your house and you're not paying them attention, you are not paying them any mind, you go out there and you start looking at other people, you start going into corners and texting secretly, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to cause chaos in your home. So what makes you think it's different when you abandon your higher self? There is going to be chaos in your home, which is your body, that temple. So now you start becoming sick. Your body becomes diseased because your spirit, your higher self is not at ease. So there's desolation in your temple, and then your higher self start feeling uneasy. Where it gets to the point, you know what, man, I want to get out of this body. It is no longer a home for me. So the whole purpose of this video is teaching you how to master self, how to go within and get in touch with your higher self and know who you truly are. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? Don't be afraid, because a lot of us are afraid to ask ourselves that question. Let us proceed, right? You can think of chakras as invisible, rechargeable batteries. Okay? It's what keeps us going. You know, when you're running that race and you know that you have to win that $50,000. When you're playing that game and the title is on the line and you're tired, the physical body is tired, that twin is tired, and you have to reach deep down inside and speak to your other twin, which is your higher self. I need you. Come out. Let us win that 50 grand. We need it. We got to pay the bills. Mama need that operation. We got to get mama that new home. We got to get her that new pair of glasses because mama can't see me no more. So guess what? Your chakras get into motion, right? And start recharging. So my brothers and sisters, it's all within you. Okay? They are charged and recharged through contact with the stream of cosmic energy in the atmosphere in much the same way that your home is connected to a central source without a city. The only difference is that this cosmic energy source is free. You get this? It's like picking up the phone, right? And making a call. Back then, we had to pick up phones. You know, we didn't have cell phones. We had to actually pick up a line and dial somebody's number. And if they're home, they will pick up, right? It is the same thing. A lot of times, a lot of us make that call. But because we are not in tune, okay, we are not in tune with the higher self. The higher self don't pick up. And we get frustrated. But sometimes it's okay to leave a message. Leave a message for the higher self. You know, the phone rings. Hey, higher self. Grand rising. I don't say hello because I'm not trying to send my higher self to hell. But I am going to say hi. I am going to say peace, love, harmony, and light to you, higher self. I am calling you today because I need you. I know you're not home, but I'm going to leave a message. When you get back home, please call me back. You see, a lot of us are taught nowadays when we call somebody, don't leave a message. We get upset because somebody don't pick up the phone. Because you know why? You are living through the flesh. That instant gratification. I want it now. If I don't get it now, there's a problem. But don't you know the higher self is wise? Don't you know the higher self is patient? And that twin always got your back, whether you believe it or not, whether you see him or her or not, always got your back. Because that one moment when you get into that situation and you have to make that split decision, guess where your twin comes in? Don't do this, do that. And then you say, you know what, twin, forget it. I'm going to let my physical self do this today. And then you happen to do it. And then you say, damn, something told me I shouldn't have done that. Guess who was talking to you? Your twin, the I am in you. But because you're not in tune, because you don't listen. Oh, well, maybe you listen, you just don't hear, because there's a difference. Too busy distracted, waiting for the next season of scandal, power, basketball, football, soccer, baseball. So many distractions. And every season they got one. But there's no time for the higher self, though. Never make time for that. You put the higher self on the shelf until you get into a situation when the physical twin cannot handle it, and now you want to reach out to the other twin. And the other twin is so humble. The other twin never say, you know what? I told you so. You know what? I told you don't do it, but you still did it. So I'm not going to help you out no more. That twin is always there for you. Without a doubt. Where is the appreciation? Where is your gratitude? Let us proceed. Imagine this, a vertical power current, rather like a fluorescent bulb that runs up and down the spine, from the top of the head to the base of the spine. Think of this as your main source of energy. The 7 major chakras are in the center of the body and are aligned with this vertical power. So your spine, okay, those chakras are aligned with your spine. And that is the center of your power, that vortex, that energy. So it's all within you, and it's not outside of you. No one could change your life but you. No one could fix you but you. No one could save you but you. Hence, no Jesus is coming to save you but you. Again, religion and the false cities of telling a lie, the misinterpretation of the word. What they didn't tell you is that Jesus, Yeshua, represents the physical man. And the anointed self, which is what they deemed Christ, is the ascended mind. The I am in you, becoming aware of him or her or it. That's where the true graduation begins. That's where the true knowledge kicks in. Okay? They regulate the flow of energy throughout the electrical network meridians that run through the physical body. Okay? The physical body. Because it's not physical. The chakras are not physical, but they run through the physical body. Okay? The body's electrical system resembles the wiring in a house. The wiring in a house. And let me ask you sometimes. In your house, let's just say it's hot outside because it's summer, it's humid, and you're burning up. You go turn the AC on, you got the fan on, you got the TV on. Now remember, there's an electrical system in that house. And then you happen to get hungry. You're starving. Now, because you like everything the fast way, you say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to put it on the stove. It takes too long. So I want to microwave my food. I want it fast. Not realizing that you have the AC on, you got the fan on, you got the TV on. And guess what? You go plug in the microwave and all of a sudden a socket blew. How many of us have already experienced that? We're having an electrical problem. The same thing happens with the body. What makes you think it's different? Sometimes we overcharge. We put too much stress. Okay, too much stress on the body. So now the body breaks down. It's the same thing. That's why I say everything is within. Everything has to be done with moderation. So what you have to do sometimes, you may have to plug out the AC and then plug in that microwave so that you don't blow a circuit. It's the same thing. When we spend too much time, okay, overloading one chakra, especially our lower chakras, we burn. We become dis-ease. We become ill. We become evil. We become negative. It is the same concept. The same concept. Sometimes chakras become blocked because of stress. You see, there you go. Emotional or physical problems. If the body's energy system cannot flow freely, it is likely that problems will occur. And I haven't even read that. And it's saying the same thing that I just explained to you. Right? Now, here's the key now. We look at stress as bad, but medically, again, you see, they're not telling you that. Medically, stress is good. And I'm going to prove that to you. If somebody's having a heart attack, the only way to revive them after a heart attack is to put stress on the body. That machine that they put on the heart when they go 1, 2, clear, whatever it's called. I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm certainly sure you will tell me what the name is, but everybody pretty much is familiar with that, right? That is putting stress on the body to revive the heart. So stress is good. Guess what's bad for you? De-stress. You see how they have everything in reverse? De-stress is bad because when your body is not stressed, that means something is wrong with it. The heart needs stress to stay alive. Man, I'm taking y'all to school today. So when we think of stress, we're thinking of stress as a negative thing because that's what we are programmed to do. But the truth of the matter is stress is good. What we call stress is not actually stress. It's de-stressed. Okay, so we don't need de-stress. We need to be stressed. Okay? The consequence of irregular energy flow may result in physical illness and discomfort, or a sense of being mentally and emotionally out of balance. And how many of you feel that sometimes? It is because your chakras are out of line, because you are not spending time to go within and align your chakras. Heal yourself from within. We have the power to go into meditation and heal our bodies, but they have to keep you so distracted. Well, LeBron is getting traded. What does it mean? I mean, literally, I seen a video that had over 1 point something million views of a sister ranting about this dude. What's his name? Damn, some rapper that's promoting somebody's clothes. Man, and then he's wearing it, but whatever it was, to me, it was just so irrelevant. But people pay attention to those things and they share those things. And you see videos such as these, they will not share them. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but again, it just shows that how we gravitate to negativity, propaganda, gossip, negativity, things that don't heal our body, things that don't make us better people. Because you know what? We are living in the flesh, gratifying the flesh. So now we become emotionally out of balance, mentally out of balance, spiritually whacked. People are spiritually whacked because their greatest asset, their greatest power lies within, and they were taught it's outside of them. So they're out of the game. They think they're in the game, but they are not. And they're the biggest blasphemers that are alive. I'm going to tell you why that the Most High could do bad. Happening is bad. They say, oh, what it is God's will. That's blasphemy. Blasphemy. And the pastor wouldn't tell them that. Because it's a business. It's a 501c3. As long as you give your 10%, oh, guys, believe, be lie, Eve. Huh? So they want you to be in the lie of evolution. But y'all gonna learn today. Y'all gonna learn today. So here we go. Here's an image. This image shows where the main chakras are located in your body. You can read a brief yet full explanation of each chakra. So we're going to start from the top because everything always manifests in the spiritual realm first. So we're going to start from the top. You have the crown chakra. And what you'll realize is that each chakra has a color that's associated with it. So therefore, man has studied man, research, surveys, and every color, okay, means something. So when there are commercials on TV, you would see that there are a lot of colors in certain commercials. You know why? Because they are playing on your emotions. They are pulling you into the realm of your lower chakra, wanting, needing, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plex chakra. Why do you think McDonald's, the big sign, is that color? Do you think it's by accident? My brothers and sisters, y'all better wake the hell up. It is not by accident. They are playing on your emotions. Now, before I continue, let me just stop this real quick and go into the chat and make sure that my brothers and sisters are with me. Okay? Because I like to make sure that we are in this together. All right? Are you guys with me? You guys with me? Just want to know if you guys are with me, man. You know, I just need to know. Peace and love to each and every one of y'all. I just like to make sure that you guys are with me. All right? Are we here? We still good? Okay, is this message necessary today? Okay, let us get a little feedback here. Let us get a little feedback. Let us get a little feedback. All right? There we go. There we go. Absolutely. It's about mastering the lower self. And that's what we are talking about today. All right? It is very important because our people need spiritual healing. Our people are too far gone. You know what I mean? The original man is too far gone. The original woman is too far gone. Okay? We are hurting each other, and hurt people hurt people. I get it. Damage people. I get it. But what are we doing to heal ourselves? Hmm? First, the healing has to begin within. And the mere fact that you want to hurt a brother or a sister, it shows that you are damaged. That you are damaged. You're damaged goods. And the truth is, a lot of y'all, and please do not take this the wrong way. Well, let me say us. A lot of us need to be purged out. Get them out of the way. Now, that may sound mean and harsh, but that is just the laws of the universe. Okay, it's not my law. It is the laws of nature. When things are, when things become an adversary to nature, nature purges itself out. So a lot of us need to be purged out because we are getting in the way of those who are here to do righteous work. And that's just the honest truth, man. You see me, I speak of things as what they are. I don't allow my emotions to prevent me from seeing the truth or speaking the truth. I have done some graduation, and I am not going to repeat the fifth grade. I promise you that. I promise you that. Okay, so let us continue. All right. And once again, thanks for your time. All right, here we are. Where are we? The chakras. Okay. Now, you see the colors, and each color represents. So you have the crown chakra, which is at the top of the skull. You have the third eye, which is kind of like, situated towards the middle of the forehead, but it's in the back of your forehead, and it's really like it's like the size of a mustard seed, right? And it's amazing that in the allegorical Bible, it says that if you have the size of the faith, the size of a mustard seed, you will move mountains. What are they telling you allegorically is that if you know how to activate your pineal gland, that little mustard seed, because that's what that's what is the size of, that's what it's really like. It's not big. It's literally the size the seed of a mustard seed, the pineal gland. If you just know how to activate that, then guess what? You will be able to move mountains. So when I tell you the book is all allegory, it has gems in there, but it's like a mind. You have to go in and you have to get out the gravel, get out the dirt, get out the contamination of man in the word, okay, so that you could get a true understanding of what it was meant to be. Then you have the throat chakra, okay? My throat chakra is open. My heart chakra is open because it's light as a feather. I don't hate. I have no animosity, okay? And I had to grow from that. You see, it was practice. I started with me forgiving myself first and learning to forgive those who harm me, those who trespassed against me. I had to learn to forgive them. And I had to do it honestly because a lot of times we say we forgive and it's just the physical man or woman speaking, but we haven't forgiven in the spirit. So then we actually, a lot of times we confuse ourselves or we lie to ourselves, much less to others, because we think we truly forgive, but you haven't, because your heart is still heavy. It's not light as a feather. And I had to learn that because when I've been through so much in my life, and when I got that spiritual attack, Okay, that was one of the biggest, to me, one of the hardest ones. And I had to learn to forgive. And when I truly forgave, the tears came down from my eyes. And I was actually on a road trip. I remember that vividly, like it was actually today or yesterday. And I was traveling. And I'm asking myself, why me? I'm doing so much for my people. I love them. I'm giving them my all. Why? And I had to realize that it was a test. Young brother, it was a test that you had to go through to see if you would graduate and go to the next level. And when it finally hit me, it hit me like a ton of bricks. We are putting you through a test to see if you know what it means to forgive. And when I realized that, I said, yes, I forgive those who trespass against me. I forgive my brothers and sisters who hurt me. But did I really mean it? I thought I did, but my heart was still heavy. There were still reservations. So I had to go deep down within. And I'm on the road traveling, an 8-hour, 10-hour travel. And I'm by myself. And I'm listening to music that could get into my soul. I'm listening to soul music. You see, I couldn't listen to the hype music. Oh, shoot a nigga, kill a nigga, blast a nigga. I couldn't do that because it would just harden my heart. So I had to listen. I had to go back to the soul music. So I had to listen to some Keisha Cole, Heaven Sent. Listen to some Beyonce, Hello. And when I started listening to those songs and you know, Jermaine Jackson, why did you do what you do? But of course, with my own interpretation of what it means. But the soul of the music got to me, and the tears came. And when the tears came, all of a sudden the rain came, and the harder my tears fell from my cheek, or my cheeks rather, the harder I'm talking about the rain came down. It was so hard that I had to put on the wiper, okay, the windshield, and put it on high because the rain was so heavy. I didn't want to crash. But I realized what was going on. It was a spiritual thing. And my tears brought down the rain. And that's why I know when we are connected, we could affect our surroundings. We could affect nature because our ancestors did it. Our ancestors meditated and brought the rain down. They make the sun shine. When the earth was out of alignment, our ancestors would meditate and bring it back into rotation and bring it back in balance. What happened to our people? Because we have lost that ability because we take everything outside of ourselves. But I'm here to tell you today that you're great. But you have to learn to forgive. Get into this section right here, the heart chakra, and learn to make your heart become light as a feather. It doesn't mean you have to be a punk. It doesn't mean you have to be soft. That's not what it means. And it doesn't mean you have to become a girl as a man either. Okay? What it means is this. Let it become light as a feather. Learn to forgive. I never said forget. Because when you forget, trust me, we may repeat history. But I'm talking to forgive. Those who have hurt us the most. Even the people who brought the pale man here to our land. Forgive them. Even the pale man, forgive them. I'm not saying forget. But until your heart, now I'm speaking spiritually right now, on a higher plane. A lot of you may not agree with it because you're dealing and living in your flesh. But learn to open up your heart. Why do you think money is green? My brothers and sisters, everything is done for a reason. Nothing is a coincidence. It's not an accident. Why do you think money is green? Because your heart chakra, that's what they have captured. Okay? The root of all evil is that money. Believe me. So they have your hearts killing your brothers and sisters for that green instead of loving. But what you don't realize as well is that the trees are green. And when you learn to love, trees will grow. When you learn to love, trees will grow. And that's where the riches are. More oxygen. I hope you guys are following me today. Now we have the solar chakra, okay, which is in the solar plex area, your abs, as you can see the color. So when you see a lot of commercials with food, you will see a lot of yellow in there. Yellow, orange, red. And when it's really red, just know that food is not really good for you. So again, let me show you. I'm certainly sure you know what it looks like, but you know, again, just to prove what I'm saying, because I like to show things. You know what I mean? I just don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? I want to show you. Okay, let me see if I can get that. McDonald's, right? The McDonald's, the symbols, all right. And I'm not, you know, you see, look at the symbols, right? Look at the symbols. You see the orange or the red and the yellow. Let me show you the chakra. Once again, look at the color of the lower chakras, right? The yellow, the orange, and the red. My brothers and sisters, there's no coincidence. So I am showing you, all right? I am showing you what's happening to you spiritually, okay? The downfall of the original man and woman is because we have forgotten who we are and who we were, okay? So you have the sacral chakra, which is another name is your navel chakra, and you have the root chakra. Okay, so let us continue. A little more breaking down. Chakra 7, the crown chakra. Its color is violet, and it is located at the top of your head. It is associated with the cerebral cortex, central nervous system, and the pituitary gland. It is concerned with the information, understanding, acceptance, and bliss. Again, I don't say bless, I say bliss. It is said to be your own place of connection to God. And again, I'm using the word God very lightly, but it's to the higher self. That's where you tap into that connection with the higher self. The chakra of the divine purpose and personal destiny. Blockage can manifest as psychological problems. So for me, a lot of times when I meditate, I use those colors, especially those higher colors. Okay, I take the color violet and I put it on my crown chakra and I visualize the color. Okay, I do that sometimes. It's called visualization. Sometimes I actually put a color on there, or sometimes I just visualize the color violet. All right, and I try to tap into my crown chakra. Okay, into the higher force, into the higher realms. In other words, connecting with my higher self. So I do that sometimes. And it's effective. It took me some time, to do that. But like I was, just to continue the story, when I was traveling, and it was about forgiveness. And the more I cried, the harder the rain came. And when I truly forgave, and I said, I get it. I told my higher self, I tell the Most High, I said, I got it, I get it. I forgive them. And I really meant it in my spirit, where there was no type of animosity, no type of hatred. I felt my heart so light. When I finally got it, all of a sudden, the rain ceased. As soon as my tears dried up, the rain ceased and the sun started coming out. And my brothers and sisters, that's a true story. And you would have to go through it to experience and know what I'm talking about. But that is a true story. Okay? I know what it means to forgive. And the power of forgiveness is the greatest tool that you ever could possess. Okay? One of the biggest gifts that you could give a brother or a sister is the power of forgiveness. And I'm talking about truly forgive, where your heart is as light as a feather. I promise you, the enlightenment, okay, the bliss that you feel, man, words cannot describe. Chakra 6, the third eye. Well, for me, seeing that everything for me starts in the spirit, I call it the first eye. So I don't call it the third eye, but people call it the third eye, the brow chakra. Its colors is indigo. So I do that as well. When I try to, activate or align my chakras, I think of the colors. Okay, it's called visualization. So that's what I do. I visualize the color indigo and I focus in the middle of my forehead, but kind of like in the back, in the middle of my forehead, and I focus on the activation of my first eye and I speak my affirmations. Okay, a combination of red and blue. It is located at the center of your forehead at the eye level or slightly above. This chakra is used to question the spiritual nature of our life. And that's where I go ask my questions. You see, a lot of times we were taught not to ask the most high questions. We have to be afraid. Why would you be afraid of your higher self? You have to ask questions. So they tell you, well, take it to this made up character, Jesus, and Jesus will take it to the allegorical God for you. Well, guess what? I don't need a mediator. I don't need a transporter because I'm the driver. So I will carry the message my damn self because I got the number. I didn't lose it. That's a number I could never lose because I'm in tune with my Most High. So I'm going to pick up that phone and call myself. And if my higher self just happened to be busy at the moment, then I'll leave a message. I'm not going to get impatient, get mad. Oh, well, why didn't you answer me? Oh, well, guess what? And call and complain later. Well, I called you yesterday and you didn't pick up your phone. Didn't you go through your missed calls? My higher self ain't got time to go through no damn missed calls. So I'm going to leave a message. And that's what's wrong with people today. People are impatient. They feel that you owe it to them to pick up their calls. Are you worthy of me picking up your call? Are you worthy of your Most High picking up your call? Is your physical self worthy? Is your physical self showing your higher self love and appreciation every day? Not abandoning it or him or her? So why do you expect when you just call, oh, your higher self is just supposed to pick up, right? But all day, all week, you abandoning that, huh? It's the same thing. We only make that call when we need. And we expect them to pick up. When they don't pick up, we don't leave a message. We call back the next week. Oh, I called you. You didn't pick up. Oh, you should have seen my missed call. How presumptuous of you. So as above, so is below. This chakra is used to question the spiritual nature of our life. It is the chakra of question, perception, and knowing. It is concerned with inner vision. It never said outer vision, inner vision. It doesn't have anything to do with seeing. Because like I tell people, and there's a reason why the book says, those who have eyes, let them see, and ears, let them hear. Because obviously everybody got physical eyes. Well, for the most part. Obviously everybody have physical ears, but they cannot see or hear. They are speaking of that first eye. That chakra, that inner vision. Do you have it? Are you in tune with it? Well, you have it, but the question is, are you in tune with it? Intuition. That little voice you always hear. I told you so. And wisdom. And I always tell people, I don't care how educated you think you are. I don't care how many masters you think you got. I got wisdom. And trust me, that out trumps education from books every single day. I tell people, let me tell y'all something. What impressed me about a woman is not how many books she read in school or how many subjects, degrees that she has, or how many masters that she has. That don't impress me. Or how big her ass is, or how firm her breast is. That don't impress me. Well, I mean, hey, it's good to have a beautiful booty, you know what I mean, and some, succulent, you know what I mean. I don't mean to, get into my lower chakra right now, but I'm gonna keep it balanced. I'm a man, so if I'm gonna have a woman, of course, I want her to look good. And if she is not where she is, then it's my duty to help her be where she is. Because I see a lot of men do that. They have women that's considered to be out of shape. And instead of helping them, they go outside and look at other women and so-called cheat on their women when they should help their women get to where they want them to be together. But all those things are physical. But you know what's important to me? When a woman has wisdom, when a woman knows, is in tune with herself, that intuition, it's on point. She has that inner vision. She has what's called common sense. Man, that turns me on. Because the rest we could work on. But you cannot buy wisdom. You cannot go to a gym and build wisdom. You cannot go into a school and build wisdom. No. That comes from being in tune with your higher self. So that's what turns me on. You did. Your dreams for this life and recollections of other lifetimes are held in your chakra, in this chakra. So a lot of times when I meditate, okay, I try to recollect, or what's called a a flashback or a recall. It's called a recall. I try to tap into my first eye, the third chakra. Okay, I have had flashes of recall. Okay, I have had a few flashes, but it takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot to master it. I mean, years. Why do you think Moses, the allegorical Moses, had to go study in Egypt for 40 years? Why do you think the allegorical Jesus had to leave at the age of 12 and didn't come back until he was 30? Because he had to become a master. They had to go to Egypt to learn, okay, to open up that third eye, that first eye. So when Moses mastered that, when he went up into the mount and he came back and talked to the Israelites, guess what? They had to come, he had to cover his eyes or his forehead or his face because he was lit up. That means his chakra, his third eye was open. When Jacob saw the face of the allegorical God, where do you think he saw the face at? It was his chakra was opened because he went within. So all this stuff, again, the knowledge is in there, but it's the perception of the knowledge that's being taught to the people wrongly. Your eyes have to become one. It's even in the book. When your eyes become one, in other words, your physical eyes is not the real eye. Your eye have to become one. And that's when your third eye is open. Okay? Your dreams for this life and recollections of other lifetimes are held in this chakra. Blockage may manifest as problems like lack of foresight. Okay? Lack of foresight. In other words, seeing before. That means you have to be in tune with yourself, intuition. And I'm always listening. But sometimes we have to go through things because there is a lesson that we have to learn. Mental rigidity, selective memory, and depression. Okay? Chakra 5, throat. Its color is blue. And blue has has always been one of my favorite colors. And that's why my throat chakra is open. Okay. And I must say that I've done a great job in aligning my chakras and getting in tune with my chakras. And I had to go through a spiritual journey to do that. Okay. Now, everybody's journey is different. For me, I had to be, well, I chose that. I was celibate for 3 years on that journey because I was trying to find myself. Something wasn't coherent. Something wasn't right. Something wasn't connecting. The physical man needed to be aware of the higher self. So I had to go through that. And I am proud of myself for that. The throat, its color is blue or turquoise, and it is located within the throat. It is the chakra of communication, creativity, self-expression, and judgment. Okay? And judgment, that's a very key word. Because you see, nobody is coming to judge you but yourself. Your higher self, your twin. It's only your twin could judge you, and your twin are one. And I'm going to prove that to you again. In the allegorical Bible, allegorical Jesus said, my Father and I are one, yet still my Father is greater than I am. Now, what sense does that make? How could you and somebody be one, but yet still they are greater than you? Let me break it down. My Father and I are one. In other words, the higher self and I, we are one in that spiritual realm. However, my Father is greater than I am means that in the flesh, as Jesus the man, the higher self, my Father is greater than I am. Damn, Chief, don't hurt them so much. Pastors the preachers and the pastors, I know they're mad at me. But it is up to you not to be a sheep. Stop allowing them to fool you. Okay? Judgment lies within that throat because only you could speak only you could speak on behalf of yourself. And I'm going to prove it again. When you go into a court of law, who represents you? Sometimes you have a lawyer, but who speaks to the lawyer? You. So only you could state your claim. Only you could state your claim. So a lot of times, some of people, yes, your chakra is open. You know how to communicate. You are creative. Okay, you know how to self-express. But here's the problem. You don't know how to judge yourself. Okay, because you like to cast the responsibility and the blame on other people. So that means your throat chakra is not completely open because you lack that ability to judge yourself because you never want to take responsibility. You always want to blame somebody else. But yet still your chakra, I hear your voice. I hear you communicating. Yes, you are creative. You are expressing yourself. But that one detail, judgment, you don't know how to judge yourself. Hence, Tupac said, only God could judge me. In other words, only my higher self could judge me. It is associated with your neck, shoulders, arms, hands, thyroid, and parathyroid glands. It is concerned with the senses of inner and outer hearing. Once again, those who have ears, let them hear. You may hear physically, but within the spirit, you cannot hear. The synthesizing of ideas, healing, transformation, and purification. You see, once that chakra is blocked, you will not know how to heal yourself because your voice, okay, you won't be able to affirm that because your throat chakra is blocked. You are speaking death opposed to life. So yes, you may know how to communicate. You may be creative. You may know how to express, and even to some point, you may know how to judge yourself. But my question to you is, what words that's coming out of your mouth? Is it life or death? So if it's death, that means your chakras are blocked. Because there's no healing. There's no transformation and purification. Your thoughts are not pure. Your words are not pure. Blockage can show up as creative blocks, dishonesty, general problems communicating one's needs to others, dishonesty. And believe me, you could fool people, but you can't fool yourself. You know when you are being dishonest. And that's why no one could judge you but you. You are the only judge that you have. There is no sky daddy waiting in the sky, sitting around, looking down, judging you. That's called a stalker. And anybody who believes in that type of most high or that quote unquote what the word God, then they have a God that's a stalker. That's what religion is teaching you. That you have a God that's a stalker. Only you could judge you. That's how it was set up. And that's the perfect scenario. You have to hold yourself accountable. The heart chakra, which is the center of it all. You see, there has to be equilibrium. There has to be balance. And all that takes place in the heart chakra. And I had to learn that. It was painful. It hurt. But I learned how to forgive. And now my heart is light as a feather. It feels great. Chakra number 4, the heart. Its color is green. Once again, no coincidence that the color of money is green because they want to play on your heart chakra. That's why they said it's not money that's the root of evil, but it's the love of money. Where do people love with? What do people love with? They love with their hearts. So money, the color green in your heart is evil. But y'all don't hear me though. Well, I'm not going to manifest that. I hope y'all hear me. I'm not going to put that out there in the universe. So I take that back. It is the color green. Leaves are green. You see why greens are good for you? It helps open up your heart chakra. And it is located within your heart. It is the center of love, compassion, harmony, and peace. Now, how could your heart chakra be open when you are lying on your brother or your sister? How could your heart chakra be open when you are spreading propaganda about your brother or your sister? How could your heart chakra be open when you have negativity and animosity towards your brother or your sister? But yet still you love, right? Who are you trying to fool? Because within that chakra, okay, it is the center of love, compassion, harmony, and peace. So who you are fooling? You can't fool me. Because you shall only know a tree by its fruits. You shall know a man or a woman by the intent, what comes out of their mouth and their hearts. This chakra is associated with your lungs, heart, arms, hands, and thymus gland. We fall in love through our heart chakra. When that feeling of unconditional love moves to the emotional center, commonly known as the solar plexus, after that it moves into the sexual center or the base chakra, where strong feelings of attraction can be released, which is the lower chakra. And we have to be very mindful of that because once we step into our lower chakra, that could be detrimental. When these energies move into the base chakra, we may have the desire to marry and settle down. Also, we could also have the desire to hurt, kill, steal, destroy. Blockage can show itself as immune system, lung and heart problems, or manifest as inhumanity, lack of compassion, or unprincipled behavior. How many people do you know that express such qualities? That means their heart chakra is blocked. But so one thing I'm telling you is this. People come and they bring their representatives, and the physical will fool you. But you have to learn to have that intuition. You have to learn to see past the flesh and look into their eyes, look into their souls, to pull the real them out of them. Get in touch with their I am. Too many times we spend too much time looking at the way she twitch her booty. And you women, how he flex his arms or how he smile. All those things are good. But what happened to the I am in them? Have you taken time to know that? Have you taken time to connect to the I am in them? I mean, don't get me wrong. I have learned my lessons. That's why in this day and age, I am connecting with the higher self in a woman. I hear you, ma. Yes, you got a fat one. Yeah, man, I hear all that. But let me ask you a question. What's in your heart? What's in your mind? What's in your soul? What's in your spirit? That's what's going to turn me on. And I guarantee you, if that could turn her on in you, then let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all about to create some new universes, boy. Y'all about to create some new worlds. Y'all about to manifest some real gods here. And again, I'm using that word God very lightly. Number 3, solar plexus. The color is yellow. Once again, we are stepping into the lower chakras, so you will see all the commercials. Okay, especially with foods that's meant to kill you. I promise you, those colors in those commercials, that's what you will see. It's all spiritual, brothers and sisters. That's how they got you. They are taking you down spiritually. Okay? It is a color yellow, and it is located a few inches above the navel in the solar plexus area. This chakra is concerned with your digestive system, muscles, pancreas, and adrenals. It is the seat of your emotional life. Okay? So that's why sometimes when somebody break your heart, you may not feel it in your heart, but you feel it in. That's why people say, you know what, man, I got butterflies in my stomach. That's your solar plexus reacting to whatever stimuli. You feel those butterflies. You get nervous. That's your solar plexus spinning wild. It gets that adrenaline flow, the pit of your stomach. That's where all your emotions are. Feelings of personal power, laughter, joy, and anger are associated with this center. So when you are in tune with your chakras and your chakras are in line, you know how to master yourself, because those are the faculties that you need to master in order to master the physical man. But you have to do it with an understanding of the higher self. Your sensitivity, ambition, and ability to achieve are stored there or here. Blockage may manifest as anger, frustration, lack of direction, or a sense of victimization. Okay? Are you always playing the victim? Isn't that what our people is always doing? Blaming everything else on everybody instead of getting up and taking responsibility. Always want to be the victim. Oh, well, they did this to me. She did that to me. He did that to me. Lack of direction. Always angry. Instead of dealing with situations with love, understanding. Always angry. Always want to kill a nigga. But you never want to kill the nigga in you. I have never been a nigga. I am not a nigga. And I will never be a nigga. Facts over feelings. Anybody who calls me a nigga, they're not my friend. I will block them. I will delete them. I'll let them know we are no longer friends. Don't call me that. Number 2, sacral or navel chakra. Its color is orange. And once again, when they feed into your emotions of trying to let you eat all those poisonous foods, those commercials, okay, you will see those colors. They're very rampant in those commercials, or those ads rather. Its color is orange, and it is located between the base of your spine and your navel. It is associated with your lower abdomen, kidneys, bladder, circulatory system, and your reproductive organs and glands. It is concerned with the emotion. This chakra represents desire, pleasure, sexuality, procreation, and creativity. So when you are in tune with your chakras, you will know how to master your lower chakra, where, okay, the desires of the heart comes from the lower chakra. Okay, the pleasure of the hearts come from the lower chakra. The sexuality, the procreation and creativity, all that stems from the lower chakra. But you have to be very mindful of not to go too far. Okay, where all you just want to think of is sex and bone and screw and all that. All right, that means your lower chakra, your sacral chakra, is out of sync, man. It's berserk. It's out of balance. Brothers and sisters, they have to be balanced. Okay, not that you're not supposed to be sexual. I'm not saying that, but you have to find the balance. There is nothing wrong in desiring, in having pleasure. You know, I have my woman. I desire my woman. I want to pleasure my woman. When we have sex, it's more than just physical. I want to touch her thoughts. I want to look into her eyes. Procreation and creativity. A lot of people get lost in their lower chakra. And when they create babies, kids. And I'm using the word kids because I know what I'm talking about. They create animals. However, when your chakras are in line and in tune, you could manifest what's called gods. Because the desire is not carnal. The pleasure is not carnal. The sex is not carnal, but yes, it is. The art of procreation. Hence, you create. And it doesn't always have to be sexual. You could get into a business. Okay? And that's a form of intercourse. The next one, the base chakra, the root chakra. And a lot of our people spend 95% of their times in there. And the truth of the matter is, I would say about 60%, but 95% of people, they live between their heart chakra and their lower chakra. Some people may happen to tap into their throat chakra, but they do not go past that. They don't know how to access or tap into the third eye or the first eye or the crown chakra. They don't know, they don't step into that level of consciousness or awareness, so to speak, because consciousness is not a word. I don't like to use that word. So they dwell in the heart chakra, and it could go one or two ways. It's either they love and they in between, or they totally hate. They about that green. That's all they focus on, the materialistic things. So they spend their entire life in their lower chakra, and periodically they step into their throat chakra, but afraid to judge themselves. So they haven't mastered that yet. But the root chakra, its color is red, and it is located at the perineum base of the spine. It is the chakra closest to the earth, and that's what keeps you grounded. And if you spend too much time in the ground, you will get buried. But yet still, you have to find the balance in order to ground yourself. Its function is concerned with earthly grounding and physical survival. You see, that's where we are being taught to spend all our time, because we are in that survival mode. I got to pay the rent. I got to pay the bills. I got to have her. If I don't have her, he's going to have her. If I don't have him, she's going to have him. Oh, that's my man. Oh, that's my woman. All that stuff is physical. So in order to suppress, okay, and not be aware of the de-stress that comes from spending too much time in our lower chakra, then what we do, okay, we appease it with distractions. Oh, Scandal is on tonight. Yo, the game is on. Okay, I gotta go shopping. I gotta go eat. I gotta go do my nails. I gotta get rims for the car. And I'm not saying you can't do those things, but again, do them in moderation. Don't let it master you, in other words. Don't allow the lower self to be the master of the higher self. And if you go back to the Sphinx, our ancestors displayed that very well. You would see that the Sphinx, the head is a human head and the body is animal. It is telling you that the higher self, the man or the woman, needs to be in control or the master of the lower self, which is the animal self, or considered to be the animal self, the animalistic ways or qualities. Okay? So it says this chakra is associated, its function is concerned with earthly grounding and physical survival. The crab in the barrel mentality comes from because people are dwelling in their lower chakras. Okay, this chakra is associated with your legs, feet, bones, large intestine, and adrenal gland. It controls your fight or flight response. Okay, so again, physically, do a lot of walking, do some squats, get them legs strong. All right, because it controls your flight or fight. It's either you're gonna fight or you're gonna fly, and sometimes in both cases, both of them could work, because we don't always have to fight. Sometimes we could take a flight, because the man or woman who fights and run away live to fight another day. But it doesn't mean we always have to take a flight. Sometimes we have to stand up and fight. But it controls your flight or flight response, not reaction, but response. There's a difference between a reaction and a response. When we react, we go deep into that lower chakra and react with negativity. However, when we respond, we take responsibility. We think first before we act. That's the difference. Blockage may manifest as paranoia, fear, procrastination, and defensiveness. And here again, I'm going to prove to you that religious people are living in their lower chakras because they live in fear. The fear that if they don't seek the truth, they will go to some hell, some fictitious hell. A lot of our people are in fear. Well, if I do this, what are they going to do? You're paranoid because you are dwelling in your lower chakra. You're spending too much time in the ground and not putting your head above the ground so that you could breathe. Get some oxygen, for crying out loud. Always defensive, always procrastinating. Well, I said I was going to do it yesterday. Oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, then, well, I didn't say I was going to do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I said tomorrow. So tomorrow will never come. It's a form of procrastination. The fear, because you spend too much time, 95% of the time, in your lower chakras. So it manifests. All right? So we're pretty much done with that. What do you think? Are you new to the concept of chakras and auras? Do you have any questions for us? Blah, blah, blah. So you could definitely, take a look at that site to, learn more. All right. So have you participated in a chakra healing journey? For me, I have done a lot of work on myself. I use my pendulum. I use my stone, my crystal. I have an amethyst crystal that's a pendulum, and I use that to see a lot of times if my chakras are aligned. So I have my own little way of doing what I do. Okay, to see if my chakras are blocked. All right. If your chakras has been blocked, what has helped you get the energy flowing again? So you could go to the site and do your own research on that. All right, brothers and sisters. So I hope you enjoyed, okay, the segment of getting into the chakras and having a better understanding of learning to master the higher self. Let me get back to the live feed and see how much time we've been on there so far. Okay. How we guys? How we doing? Are we good? 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 Woo, that's a lot. How long we've been here? Over 2 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little more, and then we will conclude. All right. We're gonna do a little more. We're gonna do a little more. We're gonna do a little more. Are you guys with me? You guys are good? Hey, what's good? What's popping? Are we here? I'm certainly sure you guys are. Once again, I appreciate you. All right. And brothers and sisters, don't just let just this be just a video. You know what I mean? Do the research. And if this resonate with your soul or your spirit, learn to apply it. Practice. Don't be afraid to talk to your higher self. Your higher self will respond. Your higher self will answer. You will be surprised. I'm telling you, it works. It's real. It works. Okay? Let us proceed. All right? I'm going to go back and share some more things, okay? Before we conclude. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Okay. So we're going to look at, again, I'm showing you what our biggest enemies are. And that is you. Because not having a knowledge of self, you become your own enemy. And a lot of us don't want to realize that, because it's easier to point fingers. It's easier to look outside of ourselves and blame everything in the environment, opposed to taking the responsibility and going within. All right. So right now we are going to look at the term Satan. All right. A lot of religious people think that Satan is, again, this man with a pitchfork, sitting in hell, with horns. And he and this so-called God in the Bible made a deal that I'm going to take the good one and you're going to take the bad ones. That's what pastors and preachers and ministers are teaching people. And people sit there and pay to listen to that garbage. They are paying for the condemnation of their spirit. Man, that's sad. That's sad. Okay. Now, as you could see, Satan, origin and meaning. So we're going to go into the etym. Okay. Etymology. Let us get into that. In other words, the origin, the meaning of the word, not what they tell you it is. Okay. What it was supposed to be when the word was first created. Okay. Satan, proper noun of supreme evil spirit in Christianity, that only exists in Christianity. Okay, it is specific in Christianity. Old English Satan, from late Latin Satan. Okay, we're gonna go here. So we're gonna come down here. Adversary, one who plots against another. That's all Satan is. If you have a friend who plots against you, they are Satan. You see, people are being taught of this spook. That's what religion does. It cripples your mind. It prevents you from growing spiritually. And when I say spiritually, meaning that it prevents you, it blocks you from being in touch with your higher self. It cripples you. So you will always need a shepherd. All Satan is an adversary. The government is Satan, because they have become an adversary of the people. From Satan, to show enmity, to oppose, plot against. One who opposes, obstructs, or acts as an adversary. Brothers and sisters, that's all Satan is. That's all Satan is. Okay? The devil is no different. It says in the Septuagint, usually translated as diablos, let us see devil. All right? Let us, all the myth and the fairy tale, let that go today. Okay? Evil spirit, a devil, the devil, false god, diabolical person, from Latin, from French, High German, The late word is ecclesiastical Greek diabolos. In Jewish and Christian use, devil, Satan. Again, this is all in Christianity. But look what it means. A general use accuser, a slanderer. So if somebody's slandering your name and accusing you of things that you haven't done, they are the devil. To slander, to attack, literally to throw a cross. That's all it means, brothers and sisters. It doesn't mean a man in hell with a pitchfork waiting to burn your soul forever. That's not what it means. That's not what it means. Now let us go to a Bible verse. And once again, I like to relate to the Bible because I want to wake up the minds of these people who are indoctrinated. Let them know that I'm using the book to explain to them what it means. So let us go to Matthew 4:10. All right. Well, let us go to Matthew 4:9 first. Okay, right here. And then we're going to go into 10. When all this I will give to you, he said, if you will fall down and worship me. Okay. At that time, it was said that a serpent, which symbolized, all it meant was adversary. So an adversary of Jesus, and that was in his mind. You see, he's in. If you I don't know how many of you know the Ghetto Boys, right? That's the, I guess I'm telling my age, right? It's all good. But the Ghetto Boys, they had a song. I think my mind is playing tricks on me. That's the adversary. When your mind is telling you to do things that's not righteous, that's the devil. That is Satan. Okay? An adversary to what's righteous, to what's truth. So when that so-called serpent, in other words, in Jesus's mind, when his mind started playing tricks on him, telling him, I will give you all of this. When he took him on the mount and he showed him over and he showed him the city, he showed him the land, I will give it to you if you fall down and worship me. Isn't that what your so-called celebrities has done? They took them into a room and they say, I'm going to give you all this if you sell your people out. These celebrities, they are the adversary of we, the Aborigines, especially the ones who look like us. Once again, we are our biggest enemies. And in verse 10, it says, away from me, Satan. In other words, away from me, adversary. Jesus declared, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. Now, of course, that has its own allegorical meaning. But what Jesus is saying is that I only worship my higher self, and I only worship my higher self. Now, they deem the higher self a man, but I don't call the higher self a, I just say that I am. So let's put this in context. Jesus is telling his lower self, get away from me. Okay? Now you got me trying to step into my lower chakra to take the worldly pleasures, to take the materialistic things. So he's declaring to his lower self, okay, I only worship my higher self, the I am in me. I only serve the I am, only, and nobody else. That's all it means. So once again, it shows you that you are the master of self. You have to learn to master those faculties, those chakras in you. And mind you, your chakras are not your faculties. Your faculties are what was considered the 12 disciples. And they are all in your mind, in your brain. And that I will go over in another video. So it's always the good twin and the so-called evil twin that's within you. The good twin could never do bad. That's why when people say, oh, well, oh, it was God's will, that's blasphemy, because when I say God, you know what I mean. The I am, which they call God, will not do bad. Well, not cannot, but will not do bad. It's only the evil twin, which is the physical self. And they balance each other. Okay? But 95% of us are living in our lower selves, in the flesh. Twin is always winning. And we got to do something about that. Okay? So I had to break that down for a reason, to show you that who the true adversary is the people. Is number one, you are your biggest adversary. That's number one. Secondly, is the people who look like us, the people we put in office. They are the adversary of the Aborigines because they know the truth and they are helping the colonizers destroy our people. The school system, that's Satan. That's the adversary to we, the original people. Your celebrities. And guess what? You should hold yourself accountable because you are the ones who support their shows. You are the ones who buy their music. So you are paying for your own destruction. You can't blame nobody else but you. And I'm going to dive into something else to show you again that Chief Kalinago is always showing you facts. Facts over feeling. You could hate it as much as you want. You could dislike this video as much as you want. It's still not going to change the fact that I am speaking the truth. Because there's no such thing as half truth. It's either it's the truth or it's not. To dispute or rebuttal anything I have said in this video. And if you do, I stand to be corrected. Now, let us get into this right here. And this is the last phase of this video. Okay? Now, this came from a site, www.theatlantic.com. Okay? So if you need to go look into that that post, then you could check it out yourself. But what I did was I put up a post, a search on Google, and that came up. Black consumers have unprecedented impact in 2015, and that was in 2015. You see, the so-called black man or woman, your energy is what's being used to move this machine. You have to realize that this is a machine. Okay, and without you, the machine cannot go forward. But you don't realize your potential. You don't realize your power. You don't realize it. So I'm here to show you how great you are today. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. And when we see the word black, all right, we know exactly what that means. I'm not going to say black because we are not black. So I'm going to say so-called black. All right, because I'm not going to put that out there in the universe. So-called black consumers. Remember, brothers and sisters, consumers get consumed. All right. Let me just make that a little bigger because I want you guys to see it a little better. Here we go. Okay. So-called, I know some ads are going to pop up. So, you know, let us, so-called black consumers are underestimated force in the American economy, but not for long. A new Nielsen report on the untold story of so-called black consumers, especially affluent ones, shows that as the so-called black population grows, so will its economic influence and buying power. The report highlights in 2015 as a tipping point for the so-called black Americans in their unprecedented impact across a number of areas, especially television, music, social and media on social issues. Demographic trends combined with the power of social media have collided to empower an increasingly educated, affluent, and tech-savvy so-called black consumer base. As a result, it's a key time for companies to build and sustain deeper, more meaningful connections with so-called black consumers, according to the findings. What you don't realize is that everything is connected to you because you are the cornerstone of the United States, that corporation, but you don't know that. You could take it down and dissolve it overnight, but you don't know that. We are going to see a change in the face of America a multicultural communities and populations grow more, companies who aren't addressing that issue now are sorts with minority become the majority. Well, I have to correct that statement because we are not the minority. We are the majority. They only call you the minority because of your state of mind. They call you children because they say you are minors and you cannot handle your own affairs. So I have to just correct that. It is not correct politically. Says Cheryl Pearson McNeil, co-author of the report and Nielsen Senior Vice President for Strategic Community Alliances and Consumer Engagement. Marketers have got to keep pace in understanding what's important to diverse communities. Well, I say we don't need to diversify. We need to have our own and build our own and leave everybody else the hell out of our business, because every time we diversify, every time we integrate, people tend to destroy what we build. So we cannot trust these outsiders. We should not trust these outsiders. Yes, we will do commerce with you, but we don't want you in our mix. Okay? And if you don't like it, then too bad. I'm going to speak the truth, because history has shown that we can't trust people who don't have our best interests at heart. So-called black buying power projected to reach 1.2 trillion this year, and that was in 2015, and 1.4 trillion by 2020. Now, my brothers and sisters, this is very significant. It is mind-blowing. At the same time, it is very alarming, and it hurts to know that we are the ones who sustain and hold. We are the cornerstone of this corporation called the United States, and they treat us like dogs. But it is only done because you allow it to happen to you, because you don't know how to hold on to your spending power. You are so addicted. You know why? Because they are playing on your chakras. There's a reason why I had to break all that down to you. Now it's coming into full circle. You don't have, okay, a concept of self-mastery, of mastering the higher self. So they play into your lower chakra and they got you spending $1.5 trillion every single damn year. While you empower the invaders, while you empower the colonizers, while you empower Satan, the adversary. According to a report from the University of Georgia's Selick Center for Economic Growth, that 275% growth since 1990, when so-called black buying power was $320 billion. That was in 1990. Already, so-called black consumers represent the largest consumers of color group in the marketplace. Well, the truth is everybody has a color, because pale people have a color. It's called pale. The report shows that trend will continue as the country becomes more diverse, driven in part by growth in immigration from the Caribbean and Africa. Well, let me correct that. People from the Caribbean, okay, are not immigrants. This is our land. This is our home. However, yes, Africa, they are immigrants. But of course, there you see the trick in that, right? They didn't mention pale people though, because they don't consider themselves immigrants. You see the game that's being played on you? How come they were so equipped to say color group? So what you trying to tell me? Pale people don't have a color? They have a color. It's called pale. The so-called white group. But they're not white, of course. This is white right here. I've never seen somebody who looked like this color right here. I'm talking about the white part. So they are pale. They have a color. But you see, they didn't include them, okay, in the diversity, so to speak, in the growth of immigration, so to speak. But yet still, when I go downtown Brooklyn into the Supreme Court to deal with legal situations on behalf of my people, guess who I see? That's coming out of immigration, becoming US citizens. Yes, a lot of pale people, a lot of Asian people, but they only focus on the Caribbean and Africa. Y'all gonna learn today, okay? Because they are younger on average. So-called Black consumers are trend setters and taste makers for young consumers of all races. That is the truth. The Aborigine, we are the trendsetters. We have always been the trendsetters, not Africans. That's why they're all trying to be like us. Go look at their videos nowadays. It is all Americanized. And mind you, go look at the definition of what a true American is. May I reiterate, because they are younger on average, so-called Black consumers are the trendsetters and taste makers for young consumers of all races. They want to be you. They want to be like you. They do everything that you do, but they don't give you the respect. You know why? Because you don't respect yourself. Who's your number one enemy? You. They define mainstream culture and wield immense influence over how Americans choose to spend their money. Any marketing campaign targeting millennials must include message to reach African American youth. Well, we are not African, but we are Americans. But you see, that's what they have you disguised as. And so they play into the chakras of our young, because we don't teach them how to master self. How can you teach your children how to master themselves if you don't know how to master yourself? Because we are diving into our lower chakras, having all this carnal sex irresponsibly, and having babies who come here to be Satan, adversaries. Hollywood. Your brothers and sisters who have made it in Hollywood, they are Satan, an adversary to the American Aborigine. And I want y'all to put me to the test. Prove me wrong. So I'm just showing you that the power is in your hands. Okay? It says here. Okay? Now hear this. Savvy marketing experts, right here, picked up on this and tailor their campaigns to win over the hearts, your chakra, where it's green, and wallets of so-called Black consumers. The heart chakra is green. So they do surveys. They target that. They have become experts on targeting your heart chakra, that color green. And guess what? Once they get into your heart chakra, what happens? They get into your wallet. What's in your wallet? What color is the money in your wallet? Green. So they are playing on your chakras. Okay? You become a consumer, and hence you become consumed. By understanding, right, the so-called Black Americans and how to appeal to them is still a work in progress for many companies. They are studying you. That's why they have surveys. In every neighborhood, they are working their experiment, because you are the cornerstone of the United States. Let me shut this down. Back to the live feed. So am I speaking truth, or am I just making this up? You see, I'm going to tell y'all something, and a lot of you may like it or not. I don't care, but I'm going to tell you the truth. One thing you will always depend on me for is the truth. I want y'all to prove me wrong. And anybody who proved me wrong, I'm going to. This is a challenge. This is a Chief Kalinago challenge. I want y'all to prove me wrong. And anybody who could find that for me, I'm going to send them $100. Okay? Anybody who could find any other ethnic group whether it may be Asian, Arab, the other Indians from Hindustan, okay, Caucasian, whatever, any other ethnic group, even your African brothers and sisters who you think that are you but are not you, even with them, find any one of them in their music, okay, and find 10 artists that call their women bitches and hoes, and in every song, every other word is, I'm gonna kill a brother, I'm gonna kill a nigga. Anybody who could find me 10 artists, in fact, not even 10, that's too much, 5 artists. Find me 5 artists in any other culture that call their women bitches and hoes and disrespect the women that birthed the nation, that birthed them. Okay? Find that for me, and I will give you $100. I don't care how long it takes. Even so-called Africans are adapting our ways of life, and they don't call their women bitches because you see, it's not part of their culture. They have culture. They were taught to respect. Prove me wrong. That's a challenge. That's a challenge. But guess who supports it? You. So who's your biggest enemy? You. Because if you don't listen to that garbage, it will not go into syndication. If you don't buy that garbage, it will not sell. But because you don't teach your children, you wait for the school system to raise them. You wait for the internet to raise them. You wait for Facebook to raise them. You wait for YouTube to raise them. You wait for your neighbors to raise them, not knowing what's going on in your neighbor's home. Well, the truth of the matter is, I can't blame it on they. I blame it on us. It's called responsibility, so I don't get into the they. Okay? We have to hold ourselves accountable. Because you are the ones who call the radio station. Oh, can I hear that song? That song by by whoever. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, she's a hoe dancing on a pole. Yeah, I want to hear that. That song is lit. But you want to blame everybody else for your problems. You want to blame everybody else for everything that you're going through. But you don't want to hold yourself accountable. I don't listen to the radio because I don't want to listen to that garbage. If I like the beat of a song and I don't like the words, guess what I do? I go on YouTube and I listen to the song track because I don't want to internalize that filth. You know why? Because I'm in control of me. I'm in control of me. Sometimes I would rather spend an extra $1.50, 75 cents to support my people's business because I know they tax us more. Sometimes I would walk an extra 3-4 blocks to support a business of my people. When I don't have a choice, I try to minimize my spending with other ethnic groups. How many of us do that? How many of us call the radio stations and say, listen, stop playing that song, disrespecting our women, calling them bitches and hoes? How many of y'all have done that? Every show on TV that's successful, it's our people selling drugs. It's our women, being called hoes and bitches, and they have pimps. And our men aspiring to be drug dealers, chasing that green. Who make it popular? You. So who's your biggest enemy? You. And until you could come to that realization, okay, and accept that truth and change, then guess what? Ain't nothing going to change. You want to make change? Well, you got to give up something. Too many people want to go to the laundromat and get quarters to dry their clothes, but don't want to put a dollar into the machine. It doesn't work that way. Nothing in life is free. Nothing in life is free. Okay? Nothing. You have the celebrities that you are honoring, respecting. They don't give a damn about you. Well, let me rephrase that. They do, but they cannot express it. You know why? Because they have signed contracts. They're under oath. You want that money? You want that green? You want it? Okay. Well, you have to do everything in your power to destroy your people. They cannot give back to you. So they would rather go to Africa and give it to Africa. You know why? Because they tell you you're from Africa. So if they do for Africa, you're thinking they're doing for you. But we're not from Africa. Why do you think Oprah had to go to Africa and build a school? Because it is part of the game to make you think she's doing something for your people. Yes, we are related, but they're not us. Our people is right here in the American continent. But she cannot create that school for the American Aborigine because it's not part of the contract. Your job is to continue to fool them. Your job is to continue to keep them dead. Jay-Z, you see him in Africa. They all go outside of home to build. But what did Akon do? Akon came into our land, you made him a superstar. You made him a billionaire or a millionaire. What did he do? He went back to his country to fix his people. What they do for you? They come to your communities every year and they get a big truck and they give you turkeys, celebrating the genocide of our ancestors. That's what they do. You call the radio station and they have a little contest where they give away $1,000, where all that stuff is tax deductible because they get it back. It's part of charity. It is part of the contract. So they care. Oh, I love my fans. So I'm going to give out $5,000 today. You call now, you're going to get $500 every hour. That's how they catch you playing on your heart chakra with that color green. I want the green, but I don't need the green. I just wanted to do what I have to do for you. But I don't need it. It don't drive me. The only color green that attracts me really is plants, trees. I love nature. I guess it's no surprise I was born on the nature island. Why do you think Dominica is called the nature island of the Caribbean? I was born in nature. I was born on an island that have 365 rivers, one for each day of the year. Nature island, the most beautiful island in the Caribbean. So I know what nature is. But we have lost that. Yes, our people are gullible. Idolize everything we are living in our lower chakras. The manifestation of the physical man got us going crazy. And I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind because you see, pastors don't like to show y'all that. But you know what? Chief Kalinago is going to show y'all the truth today. And whether you want to believe it or not, like I said, it's called cognitive dissonance. Y'all see the truth, y'all hear the truth, but you won't believe it. So let me show you again. I already showed you the colors about, the McDonald's and how they play on you to eat you, got you. Oh, I see that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That big M symbol, boy, playing on your lower chakras to eat them stuff, right? That's going to destroy you, right? Let me show you something. Oh, my typing skills is on point. You know what I mean? I'm going in. All right, cool. Now, your pastors will not show y'all this. But you know what? I don't hold no punches, man. I don't hold no punches. I don't hold no punches. Check this out. Y'all think I'm playing with y'all? I'm giving y'all the real knowledge. It's either y'all gonna learn or man. It's either you're gonna fight or take a flight, or both. All right. Check this out. Let us get into this. That's why I said I'm past this biggest nightmare. They don't like talking to me. Religious people don't like talking to me. They get aggravated. They get frustrated. They get mad. They call me Satan, the devil, all that. I say, you know what? It's cool. I'll be the adversary of that bullshit you're teaching my people. All right. Now check this out. That's Matthew 10:35. You see, when they start coming to you with all that, go into those type of scriptures. Let them explain it to you and see what type of excuse they're going to come up with. Check this out. The sword of the gospel. We're talking about Matthew 10:34 first. Do not assume that I have come to bring peace on earth. That is Jesus talking. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. Now let me ask you a question. What does a sword look like? Don't a sword look like a cross? I guarantee your pastor won't read that. And if he read that, he's going to tell you what it means. Some type of cockamania story. Okay? The sword. That's how you became Christians, with the sword. Y'all going to learn today. And I'm getting it from the same book that y'all use to fool people. All right? Check it out. 34. Do not assume that I have come to bring peace to earth. I have come to bring peace. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. 35. Here's the kicker. Pardon me. I have come to turn a man against his father. Uh-oh. You mean that's Jesus talking? Pastor Joseph, can you explain this to me, please? Creflo Dollar, could you explain this to me, please? TD Jakes, can you explain that to me, please? Joel Osteen, explain that to me, please. Joyce Meyer, can you explain that to me, please? And please, don't give me the false interpretation, okay? Keep it real, because Chief Kalinago knows what he's talking about. More on that one. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. These will be the members of his own household, because Jesus said so. Y'all think it's a game, huh? Y'all think it's a game, right? Of course. That's an allegory, right? Of course it's an allegory. So Jesus, the physical man, is saying that I came to put the Father against the Son. Because you see, that's what the flesh is capable of doing. You see, again, Jesus, the allegorical man, in other words, the not so real man, is a representation of the physical man. And that's what the physical body does when you live in the flesh, because Jesus is a representation of the flesh. So when you live in the flesh, that's what it does. It will come to put separation between mother and father, father and daughter, mother-in-law, son-in-law. The flesh didn't come to bring peace on earth. That's all it means. That's the allegory. But the pastors, they will not read that because they don't understand it. Because for them to explain that to you, they have to tell you the truth. They have to tell you that Jesus is not a real man. You see. But I'm breaking it down to you. Okay? So your physical self did not come on earth to bring peace. So you see, that peace that we are looking for is far-fetched. We have a lot of work to do. Because the physical man, the only way for the physical man, we got into our lower chakra because we had to fall. That chaos. To know the difference between good and evil. To have the free will to do good and evil. So who is your biggest enemy? You are. We are. So in conclusion, work on yourselves. You cannot fool yourself. Okay? Be truthful. Be righteous. Be just. Not everybody's going to be that way. It is a tough job. That's why they had to give you another example of Job. Go read the story of Job. It's an allegory telling you about your life. Okay? How much of a test can you go through when everything is taken away from you? Can you still be righteous? Would you be tempted to go sell your brother? Would you be tempted to go sell your sister? Would you be tempted to go do harm to your brother or your sister so you could eat bread? But yet still, thou shalt not live by bread alone. So you have your Hollywood personality selling you out. Your radio personality selling you out because they become wealthy, because you adore them, you worship them, while they are the ones helping to finance your destruction. My brothers and sisters, the power is all in your hands. It's all free will. It's all free will. It's all free will. It is that simple, but yet still it is so hard. I get it. I get it because we dive into our lower for survival. But you see, fear is what's causing that. Being afraid, being paranoid. I'm telling you, if you learn to master self, step into your higher chakras, I guarantee you things will turn around because you don't have to be afraid. Look into nature. Animals, a worm is not afraid. A worm every day, a worm know that if I go into the ground and I worm my way into the soil, I will find food to eat. A squirrel knows if I could find a tree with some nuts, all I have to do is learn how to climb and I will eat. Nature is the perfect example. They don't stress because they know that the Most High have put everything there in abundance for us. What has happened? We allowed a system to take over our livelihoods, take over our life, and take over our nature. What's natural? So therefore, everything on the corner stores is unnatural, and we have to deep into our heart chakra, love that green, love that money, destroy each other so we could eat and survive, also we could go floss or turn up. So now you want to be flossing. You want to have ice and the bling bling, not realizing that that is the biggest destruction to our people. They have sold out. I mean, I know you hear me physically, but do you hear me? And if you do hear me, what are you going to do about it? How many of us are going to start calling these radio stations? How many of us are going to start talking to our children and make sure that they don't listen to those things? If you don't want to listen, then I guess you're old enough to get your own place. Family, I don't know, man. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to do. All I could do is just give you the drop, give you the information, and then the rest is up to you. You have free will. You have no idea how taxing this is on my spirit, on my energy, because it's like I'm telling myself, Chief, it is so simple, but yes, so you would rather make it so hard. The words of Lauryn Hill. It is so simple. Literally, by next week, we could dissolve the corporation because we are the livelihood of the corporation. We are the cornerstone. If you go into one of my videos, I showed you the House Resolution 331. Even the United States said it. The Indian policy, the relationship with the Indians of this nation has been the cornerstone of the United States, my brothers and sisters. It's only alive because of you. Man. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. I hope you guys enjoy your continuation. I really enjoyed this video. I mean, I enjoy all my videos, but I love the fact that I tap, into that higher realm and I brought it down. and came back up to the middle, the heart chakra. That's where it's all about. And that's where it lies. If your heart is not as light as a feather, then you will not graduate. You will not. And it's sad to say you will have to come back here and reincarnate. And you may not reincarnate into a host that you might enjoy. So that's why for me, I knew it was important to grow. I knew it was important to get in touch with my higher self because I ain't trying to come back here and go through this again. I don't want to come back here and feel the pain and the suffering of my people. It's too much for me, honestly. I mean, I deal with it, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And when you care and you love your people, truly love them, you know, you would know what I'm talking about. Because ancestors have showed me what they went through. So I know firsthand. But I'm giving you the tools so that you could step into your higher self. I'm giving you the tools to teach you how to win. Okay? We are the bread and butter of this nation. This is where they call the land of milk and honey. Okay? The Holy Land. It's our land. We are the chosen people. It doesn't mean that other people are not chosen. It just means that the Most High gave us a special responsibility to teach the world. We are the mothers and fathers of civilization. You don't believe me? Look around the world and look to see who everybody's imitating. Nothing new under the sun. But yet still, it is so hard for you to accept it. It is so hard for you to step up into your higher self and change things around. The world is waiting for us. What are we waiting for? Anyway, the link for the book is below. Learn how to win. Learn what the system is and learn how to beat the system. Don't wait until you get into a legal situation and hit me up. Hey, Chief, what should I do for that? Get the damn book and prepare yourself. Learn to master yourself. No man or no woman has the right to administer your property. What's your property? Your body is your property because it's the property of your higher self, of the I am. So it belongs to you. You don't own anybody but you. Exactly. We have to put in that work. It doesn't matter how tough or how hard it is. We have to talk to our family members, show them the videos. Okay? And brothers and sisters, I cannot stress this enough. Stop supporting this music that's destroying our people. Stop supporting these films that's only portraying our people in a certain light. You are the ones giving it life. You are the ones giving it life. $1.4 trillion spending power. How many of that is coming back into our community? How much of that is building us up? I ask you to support the movement because only I know how righteous I am and what I want to do for my people. But I don't want anything for free. Nah. I felt the ramifications of that. I'm not going to ask for anything for free. No, I'm not going to do that. Even if I think all the work that I do and all the videos that I do and all the information, yes, I think it should be compensated. But I'm not going to ask because I know the mindset of corrupt people, people who live in their lower chakras. Okay? So I would rather you give something for something. I am giving you a book with so much information and so powerful. So that's your way of giving back. Because whatever you do and whatever you give for that book, I promise you is going to come back to you. Because I'm working on your behalf so much that you don't even know. But it will manifest. The day that, my higher self decide, you know what, Chief? Your work is done. And we are pleased. And it's time for you to leave this physical body. That's when your people will know how valuable you were. They will speak of you. They will write about you. They may put up monuments of you. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. No, I'm not. Because I know the significance of what I'm doing. I know what needs to be done. But there has to be resources to put those things in place. So I'm asking you to support the movement. Get the book. Okay? See what's in store. Trips need to be taken outside of this country to put some things in place. But guess what? We don't own our own airlines. So those things cost. And I'm not going to ask you to pay for it. No, I'm not going to do that. Because I don't want you to think I owe you anything. Because I know how our people think. Unfortunately, it's sad that I have to feel that way. But I'm just keeping it real. So don't give me anything for free. However, I have put a book together with so much powerful information that can save your life, save your children's lives, teach you how to win, teach you how to beat the system. You support it. And in return, I will continue to do what I'm doing and put other things in perspective. All right? Everything is a movement, brother. Once you get out of your house, you're moving. Everything is a movement. Even the spirit moves. So my ancestors move. They move through me. So yes, my ancestors' way is a movement. The spirit moves through me. And if you don't know how to take care of your own, then trust me, somebody else will ill-treat them for you. You feel me? They always say that one man's trash is another man's what? Treasure, right? So if you don't know how to take care of your own, somebody else will. But then we always blame them and hate them for, oh, you sold out. Well, guess what? You don't appreciate your own. You don't take care of your own. So what do you think is going to happen? But I'm standing strong. I'm not going to sell out my people for a bag. I'm not going to do that. All right. So yes, I will reiterate, support the movement. It is a movement because every day I feel them moving through me. And they are asking me, Chief, keep doing what you're doing. Restore our people. All right. So, guys, the link for the book is below, and we will talk soon. All right. Enjoy the rest of this continuation. Continue to love. And when I tell people love, deal with the heart chakra. Keep the heart as light as a feather. It doesn't mean that you should be a punk. I'm not saying that. Okay? I'm not saying that. That's not what it means. But you have to find the balance. You did. All right? So peace and love to each and every one of you, man. Thank you to all the moderators on here. Jazzy, Star Strike. I mean, all you guys, man. Feathers up, man. You know what I mean? Just continue to stay positive. Don't give up hope. So shall it be in the beginning, so will it be in the end. Our time is nigh. Okay? Sekhmet Ra, man, listen, thank you guys for always tuning in. You dig? Go check out once again, go check out Lovely. Go check out her channel, show her some love. She does music, she does videos. And Bill and Yolanda Williams, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me just peace and love. Let me just take some time to really because you guys are on there all the time, pretty much almost every day when I do a live feed, and I just have to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? So Nez Honey, I'm fire. I'm giving you a shout out. All right. Star Strike, my brother Taloff. Peace and love. Tenji, what's that? Tenda G or Tenja Jai Yazid. If I mispronounce it, my apologies. Yvonne White, Lucas Silva, Tyrone Bay, Tyrone Ray, Sekhmet Ra. Like I said, go check out Lovely. Quentin Simmons. Who else we have? Akayano. Man, that's my brother right there. You know what I mean? Who else we got? Indigenous Peace to you, Aboriginal TV, Holito family. Who else we got? Sinolu, peace and love again. Thomas Anderson, just giving you guys a shout out, man. I appreciate you. Bam, the super predator. Peace to you, brother or sister. I'm not sure, but just to make sure I cover all the context of the genders. All right. And Jazzy, I mean, what can I say? You're always representing, you're always showing love. And I thank you for that, and yeah, I think Bill and Yolanda Williams as well. Stacy Lane, peace. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. Just wanted to acknowledge those who always come and share their energy with me and allow me to enter into your energy field and let you know that I'm always coming with positivity. You know what I'm saying? Always coming with positivity. Truth recognize truth and real recognize real. You feel me? And what can I say? I'm always going to keep it real. All right. So we will talk soon. Enjoy the rest of your continuation and be good to each other. Continue to love and take responsibility. Okay. Take responsibility. Let us get to this radio stations and this networks and let us stop supporting these things. And they do all those things based on surveys. And when people are loving it, the reviews that they get, they continue to promote the destruction of our people. We have to take responsibility. You see what I'm saying? We have to take responsibilities. And Quentin, peace, and I'm not going to say blessings, but I'm going to say blissfulness. You know what I mean? I don't want to be less. I always want to be more. You feel me? So be careful with the words. Words are spells, all right? So you want to be more. You don't want to be less. You dig? All right? So a lot of blissful feelings and positive energy. I will never be less than what I am. I am that I am. Peace, love, harmony, and light. We on. One love. All right. Shadow, chaos, peace, peace, peace. All right. Talk to you guys soon.